Welcome to Story Time with Captain Party. I believe that last episode we ended on Chapter 6. So now we're doing Chapter 7. Because we're doing this in order, folks. Keeping control over this boat. Alright. After the waiter's gone, I fork up half my sirloin steak and go to cram it all in my mouth. And Denny says, "Dude," he says, "don't do it here." And the people all around us eating in their messy clothes with the candles and the crystal and with all the extra specialty forks. Nobody suspects a thing. My lips crack, trying to get around the chunk of steak. The meat, salty and juicy with fat and crushed pepper. My tongue pulls back to make more room, and the drool in my mouth wells up. Hot juice and drool slop out on my chin. People who say red meat will kill you, they don't know the half of it. Denny looks around quick and says through his teeth, "You getting greedy, friend?" And he shakes his head and says, "Dude, you can't fool people into loving you." Next to us, a married couple with wedding rings, gray hair. They eat without looking up, each of them head down, reading a program from some play or concert. And when the woman's wine is gone, she reaches for the bottle to fill her own glass. She doesn't fill his. The husband's wearing a thick gold wristwatch. Denny sees me watching the old couple and says, "I'll warn them, I swear." He watches for waiters who might know about us. He's glaring at me with his bottom teeth stuck out. The big bite of steak is so big my jaws can't come together. My cheeks bulge, my lips pucker tight to close, and I have to breathe through my nose while I try to chew. The waiters in black jackets, each with a nice towel folded over one arm, the violin music, the silver and china. This isn't the normal kind of place we'd do this, but we're running out of restaurants. There are only so many places to eat in town, and this is for sure the kind of stunt you never repeat in the same place. I drink a little wine. At the table near us, a young couple holds hands while they eat. Maybe it'll be them tonight. At another table, a man in a suit eats staring off into space. Maybe he'll be tonight's hero. I drink some wine and I try to swallow it, but the steak's too much and it sits in the back of my throat. I don't breathe. In the next instant, my leg snaps straight so fast my chair flies over behind me. My hands go to gripping around my throat. I'm on my feet, gaping at the painted ceiling, my eyes rolled back. My chin stretches out away from my face. And with his fork, Denny reaches over the table to steal my broccoli and goes, "Dude, you were way overacting it." And maybe it will be the 18-year-old busboy or the corduroy guy in a turtleneck sweater, but one of these people will treasure me for the rest of their life. Already, people are half out of their seats. Maybe the woman with the wrist corsage. Maybe the man with the long neck and wire-framed glasses. This month I got 3 birthday cards, and it's not even the 15th. Last month I got 4. The month before, I got 6 birthday cards. Most of these people I can't remember. God bless them. But they'll never forget me. From not breathing, the veins in my neck swell, and my face gets red. It gets hot. Sweat springs up on my forehead. Sweat blots through the back of my shirt, and with my hands I hold tight around my neck, the universal sign language for someone choking to death. Even now I get birthday cards from people who don't even speak English. The first few seconds, everybody's looking for someone else to step in and be the hero. Jenny reaches over to steal the other half of my steak. With my hands still tight around my throat, I stagger over and kick him in the leg. And with my hands, I yank at my tie, and I rip open my collar button, and Denny says, "Hey, dude, that hurt!" And the busboy hangs back. No heroics for him. The violinist and the wine steward are neck and neck, headed my way. And from another direction, a woman in a short black dress is pushing through the crowd, coming to my rescue. And from another direction, a man strips off his dinner jacket and charges forward. Somewhere else, a woman screams. This never takes very long. The whole adventure lasts 1-2 minutes tops. And that's good, since that's about how long I can hold my breath with a mouthful of food. My first choice would be to the older man with a thick gold wristwatch, somebody who will save the day and pick up our checks for dinner. My personal choice is the little black dress, for the reason that she has nice tits. Even if we have to pay for our own meal, I figure you have to spend money to make money, right? Shoveling food into his face, Denny says, "Why do you do this? It's so infantile." And I stagger over and I kick him again. Why I do this is to put adventure back into people's lives. Why I do this is to create heroes and to put people to the test, like mother, like son. Why I do this is to make money. Somebody saves your life and they'll love you forever. And that's an old Chinese custom where if somebody saves your life, they're responsible for you forever. It's as if now you're their child, and for the rest of their lives, these people will write me, send me cards on the anniversary, birthday cards. It's depressing how many people get this same idea. They call you on the phone to find out if you're feeling okay, to see if maybe you need cheering up, or if you need cash. And it's not as if I spend the money phoning up escort girls. Keeping my mom at St. Anthony's Care Center costs around $3 grand each month, and these good Samaritans keep me alive, and I keep her, and it's that simple. You gain power by pretending to be weak. By contrast, you make people feel so strong. You save people by letting them save you. All you have to do is be fragile, be grateful, so stay the underdog. People really need somebody they feel superior to, so stay downtrodden. People need somebody they can send a check to at Christmas, so stay poor. Charity isn't the right word, but it's the first word that comes to mind. You're proof of their courage, the proof that they were a hero, evidence of their success. I do this because everybody wants to save a human life, with 100 people watching. With the sharp tip of his steak knife, Denny sketching on the white tablecloth, sketching the architecture of the room, the cornices and the paneling, the broken pediments above each doorway, all this while still chewing. He lifts his plate to his mouth and he shovels in the food. To perform a tracheotomy, you find the dent just below the Adam's apple, just above the sinusoid cartilage. With a steak knife, make ½ an inch of horizontal incision and then pinch the incision and insert your finger and open it. Insert the trach tube or drinking straw or a half ballpoint works best. If I can't be a great doctor saving hundreds of patients this way, I'm a great patient, creating hundreds of would-be doctors. Closing in fast is a man with a tuxedo, dodging between the onlookers, running with his steak knife and his ballpoint pen. By choking, you become a legend about themselves that these people will cherish and repeat until they die. They'll think they gave you life. You might be the one good deed, the deathbed memory that justifies their whole existence. So be the aggressive victim, the big loser, professional failure. People will jump through hoops if you just make them feel like a god. It's the martyrdom of St. Me. Denny scrapes my plate onto his and keeps forking food into his mouth. The wine steward is here. The little black dress is up against me. The man with the thick gold watch. In another minute, the arms will come around me from behind. Some stranger will be hugging me tight, double fisting me under the ribcage and breathing into my ear. You're okay. Breathing into your ear. You're gonna be fine. 2 arms will hug you, maybe even lift you off your feet, and a stranger will whisper, breathe, breathe, damn it, breathe. And somebody will pound you on the back the way a doctor pounds a newborn baby, and you'll let fly with your mouth full of chewed steak, and in the next second, you'll both be collapsed on the floor, and you'll be sobbing while someone tells you how everything is all right, and you're alive, and they saved you, and you almost died. And they'll hold your head to their chest, and they'll rock you, saying, everybody get back, make some room here, the show's over. Already you're their child. You belong to them. And they'll put a glass of water to your lips and say, just relax, hush, it's all over, hush. And for years to come, this person will call and write, and you'll get cards, and maybe checks. Whoever it is, this person will love you. Whoever it is will be so proud. And even if maybe your real folks aren't, this person will be proud of you because you make them so proud of themselves. And you'll sip the water and cough just so the hair can wipe your chin with a napkin. Do anything to cement this new bond. this adoption. Remember to add details. Stain their clothes with snot so they can laugh and forgive you. Cling and clutch. Really cry so they can wipe your eyes. It's okay to cry as long as you're faking it. Just don't hold anything back. This is going to be the best story of somebody's life. What's most important is unless you want a nasty trach scar, you better be breathing before anybody gets near you with a steak knife, a pocket knife, or a box cutter. Another detail to remember is when you blast out your mouth full of wet crud, your ground wad of dead meat and drool, you'll need to be facing straight at Denny. He's got parents and grandparents, aunts and uncles and cousins up the ass. 1,000 people who have to save him from every mess up. And that's why Denny will never understand me. And the rest of the people, everyone else in the restaurant, sometimes they'll stand there and they'll applaud. And people will cry with relief. People just pour out of the kitchen. And within minutes they'll be telling the story to each other. And everybody will buy drinks for the hero. And their eyes are all shining with eye juice. And they'll all shake the hero's hand. And they'll pat the hero on the back. It's so much more their birth than it is yours, but for years to come this person will send you a birthday card on this day and month, and they'll become another member of your own very, very extended family. And Denny will just shake his head and ask for a dessert menu. And that's why I do all this, go to all this trouble to showcase just one brave stranger, to save just one more person from boredom. It's not just for the money. It's not just for the adoration. But neither one of those things hurts. It's all so easy. It's not just about looking good, at least not on the surface, but you still win. Just let yourself be broken and humiliated. Just your whole life keep telling people, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, that's chapter 7. And Victor is sorry. He's sorry man. So, we will read chapter 8. On the next episode, in episode 8. And I hope that you all have a lovely day, evening, time, life. See you next time.